Oh no.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and everyone is in the best of health and spirits. It's your sister and brother Sean Ali coming on today for Health and Wellness Wednesday, Health and Wellness Power Hour. And today is our topic is how to effectively lose weight. So as you
Mm.
come in, share the video for us, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Brother Sean, how are you?
All is well, sis. I'm alive, and
Alive
living
and
is
in
the
power, huh?
living is the best option. Yeah. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's since we are living, to be in the actions of the living is the best option, right?
Yes.
So, and that's where, as a healthcare practitioner, one of the leading call or requests I get for help is with weight control, right?
Mhm.
How to manage weight, how to lose weight. And it's fun and easy. For those that do contact me, you learn that it's fun and easy
Right.
my ways, right? And it's very inexpensive. So we just wanted to come once again and share, some of what we learned to help you to control your weight, right? So
Yes.
we got to understand that there's two types of weight, right? And that's usually where we go wrong or right, and we go wrong because we attack our weight problem the wrong way. So you got obesity and you got overweight. These are two distinct categories, right? So obesity is from fat.
Right.
Being overweight is from fat, muscle, and waste. So, and like I said, it's two distinct differences in categories, and you're going to go at them differently. If you got obesity and you're dealing with fat, we got to understand that fat is an energy problem.
Right.
So, and we measure fat in calories, or energy is measured in calories. So, when we're looking at the human diet, we measure human energy in calories. So, and we look at fat is an energy calorie element. So, when we are collecting this, usually, most cases, of course, everybody is different, but in most cases, it's from a high calorie diet. So when we're dealing with obesity, the formula should be energy in versus energy out. So that's the formula. Energy in versus energy out.
Right.
I gotta take in less energy and expend more energy. Right there. So it takes approximately 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So this is easily calculated, easily
Hmm.
measured. So if I know 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories, if you buy anything box, bag, in a container,
Process.
it has calories. It tells you the calories per serving, right? That's one of the things they put on the label. So this is how you measure your calorie intake. You have to know how much you are taking in and how much you are using. So this is where you go to move something.
Mm.
That's how you burn calories. That's how you use energy. You exercise. You keep yourself in motion. You keep your metabolism in that breaking down process, in that burning process, that using
Right.
process. Right. So for every 3,500 calories that you use, you're going to lose 1 pound of fat. So if you know your fat measurement, if you know how much fat that you have, right, that you need to lose, now you can measure this and you can create a lifestyle of action. So I know that I need to burn more energy than I'm using. So now the best way to do that, every 10 minutes, get up. Listen, and the best way to keep your body in that using burning function or mode is to every 10 minutes you get up. Because when you look at when you sit still for longer than 15 minutes, your metabolism decreases.
Right.
All of these elements, and you're being sedentary. That's what being, so when we're looking at controlling or measuring in weight control through obesity or through fat, it's easy for us to attack. So when you're looking at moving something, high intensity cardiovascular aerobics burn more energy than weight training. So if I'm trying to lose fat, because fat, a pound of fat and a pound of muscle is the same. The difference is fat is this big and a pound of muscle is that big. So
wow.
right.
That's a big difference. That's a huge difference.
That's why fat it covers in muscle, because the bicep is 2 muscles. You can only grow that muscle material so big, right? But you will see those bodybuilders weigh 200, 300 pounds because that's a dense piece of material. So I can pack 5 pounds of fat in 1 pound in one surface area of fat. So you don't want to build or do strength training, muscle building, because you won't lose weight. You will just transfer, or you will be building muscle is underneath that. So you got the bone and the muscle is attached to the bone. So it can contract to cause movement and release. Fat grows on top of the muscle. It grows under that layer of skin. So when you are looking at burning fat and building muscle, it's 2 completely modes. So you want to first eliminate all your fat tissue, because this is cardiovascular aerobics. This is you staying in motion. You don't want to add weight with muscle.
Right.
So once you burn your fat, now you can create lean muscle mass, right? You can put, and it'll be so much easier to control your body and your temp and your weight, right? So, Sister Denise.
Yes.
I'm trying to control my energy intake. Your favorite food, most of our favorite food is high calorie.
Right.
The bags of chips. I know it's only 20 chips in the bag, but that's 2 servings in that, and that's a lot of calories.
And you're only supposed to have what, 1 serving? Get the big jumbo bag.
That Hershey Kiss, that one little piece of chocolate, you're looking at 50 to 100 calories.
Right.
That piece of gum, it's because it's sugar, it's energy in that. So we put that in us. Okay, now, Sister Denise, I want to control my energy intake. It's calling me, man. It's calling. Look, that my favorite food is calling me right now.
Yes.
What can I do?
You can take the top off of this. We're gonna do grapefruit oil today, Brother Sean.
Okay.
And it helps with cravings. It helps with sugar cravings. You craving sugar, sweets. salty foods, all of that stuff that we shouldn't be partaking of.
Mm.
Grapefruit oil helps with the cravings because when you inhale it, it goes directly to your limbic system, to your satiety, the satiety center of your
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
brain,
Right.
and it helps to cut those cravings.
Okay.
And it
I like
also
it.
helps with metabolism as well,
Got you.
and
Okay.
energy.
Got you. So for those listening, we're trying to control my energy intake, right? My most favorite food, especially if it comes in a bag, a box, or a bottle, it has calories in it. Okay, so we gotta that's not bad. We not shaming calories because it's just
Right.
energy. You gotta know so you can use it because you want to intake less and use more. So, and Sister Denise hit some good cravings. Salt. They got a saying say, worth your salt of the earth.
Right.
Salt used to be a form of payment. People used to get paid in salt. The Romans took over, that was
Right.
one of the ways that they conquered because they controlled the salt. So salt is sodium, and that's our way to make electricity or electrolytes.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are low in energy or electricity, that's why we have this salt craving, because we're not eating the right kind of salt, so we don't never eliminate the craving.
Right.
Sugar. This is glucose, is a carbohydrate that's our body's first form of energy. But when we don't have sunlight, the carb comes from the sunlight. When we don't have a diet of sunlight, we don't have that natural fresh glucose, and we don't eat fresh fruits and vegetables to get that glucose. So we
Right.
always crave sugar because that's the body's first form of energy, right? So
Right.
we gotta find Celtic sea salt. That's the Himalayan pink salt is okay, but it doesn't have any nutritional value.
Mm.
Celtic sea salt in its original form has the sodium and potassium that we need to create that electrical charge, what they call electrolytes. That's
Right.
why an IV tastes salty, because it has electrolytes in it, right? So sugar cane, if you got it, sunlight, but we're gonna always crave these if we don't feed ourselves the natural source. But Sister Denise said that grapefruit will help you
Cut
control
those
that.
cravings. Yes.
How long does it take, sis?
22 seconds. Take the top off and inhale. You don't even have to pour it out, put it in a diffuser. Just take you can literally, I can smell it even without taking the top off. But to get that extra whiff,
Mm.
just take the top off, and it's small, so you can carry it in your purse, your
Wow.
pocket. Just that simple.
And that hits the limbic system, right?
Right, goes to the limbic system, which within that system is your satiety system, and it
Woo!
goes right there.
Right? And
Sis,
yes, I'm listening.
yes, Sister Lavette, walaikum salam. I have that oil on my website, sis. She was asking how to get it. And we have another question while we're here. The sister Jamie, walaikum salam, says she wants to know how to lose weight in that midsection area.
That's the once we get through, that was we coming over there, because this goes both ways. What Sister Denise is talking about with the limbic system, because that's your satiety, that's your pleasure but that's also where your cravings come from.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when we not satisfied or have that pleasure, we left with cravings. See, so that oil it smells, it gives you the pleasure. So you can be satisfied. So you can live.
Exactly.
I just had to, because we
You
gotta know how
tied,
this works.
right. Connect the
It's
dots. Connect the dots, Brother Sean.
right, right. So now we know obesity is fat, overweight is the rest. Muscle, because you can be too big from too much muscle and have the same adverse health conditions as too much fat in the waist. So when you're looking at that body, and we know that it has that material right here. So if you're a man, you look pregnant. If you're a woman, you look pregnant. I had women that tell me they've been asked, are you pregnant? And they not. And they get tired of looking like that and getting that question and those assumptions. So they want to change how their body looks, right? They want to change that. Okay, so we know that if this is in your midsection, you got two phenomenons going on. You got that visceral fat, which is fat layered around your intestines, your stomach, your kidney, spleen, all of those internal organs, right? And you also have, because our intestines are like that. And now this fills up. The stomach doesn't hold food. The stomach passes food into the intestines. The intestines will hold food. So if you have that stomach that's protruding, but the rest of you is slim, now you're looking at a phenomenon of you are collecting waste.
Wow.
So now we got to look at why. So this deals with me putting the wrong foods in my body.
Right.
If I put something in my body, listen, please, those, let us understand this. If you put something in your body that it does not want or need, ask yourself, what does your body do with it? Because when we're looking at your weight, when we're looking at what makes you you, right? That's covered in the metabolism. So when we look at what makes you you, this is the formula, right? You got your catabolic minus your anabolic, and whatever is left over from that process is what you are right now. So when you put something in your mouth, in your body, the catabolic state breaks it down. The anabolic state uses it for building blocks and energy. And whatever is left over, that's what you are right now.
Right.
So when we're looking at this condition right here, this is a what am I putting in my body problem. Because now when my body gets done breaking down that food that I just ate, it's left with an abundant amount of material. Because my stomach is protruding. This is what you are. So yes, okay, I made my bean soup. I got carrots, celery, tomato paste, onions, green peppers, garlic, sage, oregano, thyme. You know, we make this is called in gastronometry. It's called stomach sludge. When you create something that your stomach doesn't know what to do, it'll be stomach sludge. Just
sludge. My goodness.
Your metabolism, your catabolic state is what you break down when you put in it. When you Google this, your anabolic state, when it gets done using it for building blocks and energy, whatever is left over is what you are. When we put stuff in our bodies that it does not want or need, just like with energy, on the fat side, when we put too much calories, it stores it as fat. It just them calories don't just disappear. When you eat 3,500 calories, you're gaining a pound of fat. So it's not, oh, the weight came from nowhere. No, if it's fat, it's usually a high calorie meal. If it's waste, it's usually you're putting stuff in your body that it does not need. Yes, right. I know the celery is good, the turmeric and ginger. I know all of that stuff is good. But if you don't need it when you eat it, you're stuck with it. Your body don't know what to do with it. That's why you're collecting it.
So, Brother Sean, so that's not taking preventative measures, even though you may not need it at that moment?
There's no such thing. Like, okay, for instance, we're all talking about alpha interferon, right? That is a reaction. When your body has a viral infection and those white blood cells and T blood cells attack it, it produces interferons to go and attach onto that virus to interfere with it from that virus from reproducing. But if you don't have a viral attack, there's no need to have interferons in your body because they're only in a response to a virus, not a bacteria, not a pathogen, to a viral infection. So if you're not walking around with a headache, do you take aspirin?
Right. No, that's true. Okay.
So the messenger says, and I'm glad because we want to know, okay, I put this stuff in me. See, we got to understand when you put stuff in you, that doesn't mean your body will get it out. It does not mean that, man. We gotta, because these intestines, they have hairs on them. So when you're looking at that wall of that intestines, it looks like this, and it has little cilia hairs, little baby hairs. That's where the stuff is absorbed and coming through here and stuff. So this stuff expands and collects.
Right.
And when we eat so much, it coats this. Look, it coats you. If you got a belly, you already got too much material in you. We don't need to eat anything. So we need to stop. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us fasting
is the cure.
Is the cure. This is how you control this part right here. Because what you put in you, your body breaks down, it uses it. Whatever you are left with is what you are right now. Acne, dry skin, psoriasis, blindness, hair loss, weight gain, sickle cell, lupus, it does not matter. So if you already have material in you, you don't need to put more material in you.
Right.
You get up. Listen, your intestines are right here. Okay, I'm gonna show you. He said walking is the best exercise. So when you're walking, you got movement. Your body is gyrating, right?
Right.
So from that motion, you are moving your intestines. You are shifting your intestines. You are moving that material. You are forcing that material to get moved through your intestinal tract. Right. It's over 6 feet that it has to go through. When we move
something.
I control my metabolism by moving. So I keep my body. So if I already got material in me, my body, when it goes to get energy, it's going to be in a catabolic state. So it's going to pull from this material right here. Man, so listen, it's going to pull because I need energy, right? So my body, I'm not putting nothing in me. I'm fasting. So now my body is to get energy internally, since I'm not putting it in my mouth. It's going to find those energy sources in your intestine. It's going to break them down. Your body will have a chance to finally use it. So when you go to look at you at the end of a fast, you're smaller, you're slimmer, you're lighter. See, it's not magical. It's because you control your metabolism.
Wow. So, Brother Sean, in response to Sister Jamie's statement, she says, "While all praise is due to Allah on how to eat to live, my normal weight is 155. My stomach makes my weight 170. I have to use some type of laxative to bring my stomach down. What's a bet? You just explained a better way instead of using the laxative."
And that's like, okay, we got stages, right? You got obesity and you got morbid obesity, right? Which is not a far gap, but the difference is like a person with excess weight and they stretch their skin. You lose that elasticity, so you might have to have surgery to remove it so you can have tighter skin. Something, and I'm not adverse, I'm not against what, or a cleansing or that type of movement, but we got to understand what those things do. They're causing convulsions. They're causing the body to do just what you would do with the exercise. You would get up and move something, and you would make that stuff churn around and move around, and you would give yourself a natural bowel movement. If you eat the right material, what you need to make a bowel, you need starch, right? You need to make that bowel so it can lock up into a stool to be. You need fiber. Fiber. If you don't have a high fiber diet, this will prevent your body from making a stool, because fiber is non-soluble. So when you eat it, your body is made to push stuff out, like Metamucil, where it's but the navy bean and wheat bread can give us the fiber we need. It's when we introduce all of these other foods. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he teaches us, he says, don't go looking, when somebody says this is good to eat, don't just eat it because they said it's good to eat. We got to understand that you're trying to control what makes you you.
Right.
So he also taught us that every meal we eat has poison in it. So we eat no more than once in a 24-hour period to allow ourselves to get that poison out. When we don't, he says it accumulates. So when you're eating something, you chew it, you breaking it down to slush. When it gets in your stomach, it's at its smallest common denominator. It's like liquefied, right? So it's not the same as when we put it in. This is that poison, because this waste is fermenting, it's rotting. It's because we are supposed to have that bowel movement to get it out.
Right. Absolutely.
But it's never too late. Man, it's number one, it's your body. In the Nation of Islam, we say to take charge of your post and all temple property
in view. That's right.
We teach that this is your first post. So if you want your body to do something, tell your right hand to raise. Tell it come on down. If it followed you every other part of your body will follow your command. We got to learn how to give orders to our body, because, man, we can't forget that part. While we're looking at this, is the science of how it works so we can use it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel so?
Absolutely.
If I know the processes of how I gain weight, I can use that to control and lose the weight, right? Fun and easy. Now, with this type of weight, people would think I need to do crunches. So when you have that protruding stomach, right? When you're collecting that waste and you got that stomach that's coming out like that, that's not a sit-up problem. That's not a let me do crunches. You can you'll crunch yourself out because that your abdominals are on the outside and they wrap around, right? So what is happening is on the inside in your intestines. So you can have strong, healthy abdominals and still look like this, like weightlifting. You see them bodybuilders, they got to hold their stomach in because they collecting all of that waste and material.
Right.
So this is not a let me go and necessarily do crunches in ab work. No, this is you controlling this process. Mainly, let me control what I'm putting in me. Let me, if my stomach looks like this, you got enough material in you where you can fast and you won't hurt yourself because your body will use this material. So when we look at, it's not magical. The vitamins and minerals, they are absorbed in the small intestines. So if you got a swelled stomach, that means you got an abundant supply of vitamins and minerals in your small intestines.
Stored up.
You already preloaded. Listen, that's not, and I'm not making fun. I want to show, and I'm trying to show you I'm not making fun of you. I want to show you that the process is fun and easy. It's not that serious. It is if you don't get the weight on. But your vitamins and minerals, the nutrients, they are absorbed in your small intestine. Water is absorbed in your large intestine. So this means that you might got an abundant supply of water and vitamins and minerals in your intestines. If you fast, you will give your body a chance, an opportunity to use it.
Yes. Another question from Brother Organic Poet. For what does it say? What should we do when fasting to maintain or gain healthy weight for a person that's not trying to lose weight?
That is, you exercise at the right time. So weight training is when you gain. That's how you would, if you would gain it through weight training. I'm gonna put that muscle mass on, right? So you want to exercise after you do weight training. You're supposed to rest because you tear the muscle. So when we understand, when you tear the muscle, right, through weight training, you go like this. So it rips it, and your body goes through inflammation. So it inflames that area to rush blood, nutrients, and oxygen to that area. That's what they call the pump. That's all because when you don't go to the gym, you don't have that pump.
Right.
So when you are looking at muscle mass in these images, you gotta understand what type of muscle, what type of weight, and why am I trying to gain it? Because all I need is lean muscle mass. That's efficient. Being overweight is having too much muscle, right? And too much waste. So it's a balance, but you want to do your weight training at the end of the day. You don't want to start your day with weight training. You want to start your day with cardiovascular aerobics, right? You want to do the weight training at the end when you're ready to rest. So you can, if you're going to eat, you would immediately eat after you weight train, and then you would immediately get your rest so your body can recover. If you don't do that, you're going to put your body in a state of stress. So now the next day, you're going to be hungry during the daytime because your body didn't rest, it didn't repair, it didn't recover, and it wants to do that. Right. So that's definitely something I can help you get a plan on if you need specific. That's general information. But if you want a specific plan, oh, we definitely can help you.
Yes, sir.
Now, sis, I got a question for you.
Yes.
I'm trying to lose this stomach, right? I'm trying to control what I put in my body. I'm trying to fast. My face, look, it's 12 o'clock lunchtime. I'm used to eating, well, everybody around me is eating. I'm not used, but since I'm fasting, my senses are heightened. See, when you fast and you shut off that taste, your smell, your hearing, your sight, your touch become heightened to compensate for that lost sense. So now I can smell chicken like I've never smelled chicken. Good. Dude, man, I don't even eat chicken.
It's hitting all up. Yes. Another good one for that, for all of those scenarios, is peppermint oil. And you use it the same way, just take the top off. And peppermint is strong, so peppermint is a really good one. And it just take the top off and inhale a few times, exhale, and that's going to help you with that satiety. That's going to help you if you want to exercise and you want to have more endurance, you want to move something like Brother Sean was saying, it's going to help you with that as well. So peppermint and grapefruit oil, those two in a diffuser, oh my goodness. Excellent.
Wow.
That's a blend right there. Yes.
Wow. See, I know grapefruit and orange is awesome, but I haven't tried. Oh, see, now you're gonna have me going up there and experimenting.
Right.
Man.
Right. And all you need is a drop of peppermint. It's strong. And
that's but like, and that was a great point. I'm glad you put the peppermint out, because for those that want to be motivated to get up and move, peppermint is an enlightening scent.
Yes.
Right? It makes you smell it, and it kind of makes you want to get up.
Right.
Yeah. That's what when she says it energizes you. That's what because remember, this is the control center of our brain. Right. So when you get that smell and it just makes you want to get up. Like you feel like you want to get up.
Right. You move. Get up and move.
And move your right. So I mean, of course, like we say, this is a general view where we fall in one of these two categories that we were talking about. And this is like the general approach to how we reverse those categories. Because like I said, fat tissue, if you approach it a completely different way than you would collecting waste or just being overweight. because one is dealing with energy and one is more or less dealing with collecting of material.
Right.
And so, you're going to get rid of the same mindset. We can have that because I want to control my intake regardless. And that's where we keep getting those calories from. And that's where we keep getting that waste from, because I can't stop putting stuff in my mouth. I think one of the worst. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
A lot of that is stress too. You know, you stressed, you got anxiety, thinking too much, overthinking, and you just opening them bag of chips and crunch it.
I'm bored.
Right.
All of that is the opposite of satisfied. The opposite of, and that doesn't make, that doesn't mean you don't love yourself or none of that. Any of us can fall victim to being bored, right? You just sitting there, you might not have nothing to do. So now you got these racy thoughts, you're not breathing, and in that moment, that's when we can easily go to that outside satiety source.
Right.
That chip, that ice cream, that soda, that whatever that we know we should not be eating. Because if we should be eating it, we wouldn't be having the results that we had. Because remember, what you put in you, your body breaks down. Once it breaks it down, this process uses it. Whatever is left, that's what you are right now. The beautiful part, it's all up to you. It's your metabolism. This is your metabolic process. You take charge of your post and all temper property in you. Man.
That's right.
Man.
Awesome. Sister Jamie asks, is there a food you can eat all day and not gain weight?
The celery is, when you look up weight loss foods, celery would be like one of the highest because it has 0 calories. Okay, now I'm glad you asked that, sis, because let me go real quick, right? So when we're looking at when you eat, right? When we eat, the process of digestion requires us to use energy, right? So let's just, to round it off and make it easy, let's say eating celery uses 100 calories to eat and digest celery, right?
Right.
So because celery has 0 calories, right? So when you eat it, your body will use 100, but it won't get nothing in return. So now it has to go to something inside of you to get that 100 calories.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to get that 100 calories. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's going, and that's what when they say the body is eating itself, that's what they mean. Because your body is going, because these calories is what runs your heart. That's what runs your breathing, right? That's the energy that our body needs just to breathe and for our heart to breathe.
Right.
So when eating celery is a weight loss food because you use energy, but you don't get energy back. So now that it's going to go and pull that 100 calories, so you're going to be minus 100 calories. Woo! Mathematics. Islam is mathematics, man. Right? So that's simplistic.
That's beautiful.
Simplistically, how it works, right? Celery, watermelon, any Those would be the best two because they're water, mostly water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have 0 calories. But you also got to look at water weight. So we got to be careful with retaining water because when we exercise, the first weight that we lose is water weight. I mean,
Right.
almost every woman should understand that bloating and retaining water concept more than a man. But so you want to be careful with your water intake. That's why that drinking water all day. Look, okay, boom, really quick. I'm glad, man. This is a beautiful class.
This
Okay,
is good.
let's say the average water bottle is what, 16 ounces. Okay,
Right.
now let's say you drink 16 ounces of water. So that means you are 16 ounces heavier. Listen to me. Look, do you understand this concept? You drink 16 ounces of water. Water is absorbed in your large intestines. But this weight is not lost. It doesn't just disappear. You are now 16 ounces heavier until you get that water out. So when we are looking at how am I gaining weight, but I'm not eating that much. How am I gaining weight? And I'm eating good food. See, because that water concept, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that drinking all day is based on eating 3 meals a day.
Sure did.
That we only need, when you're eating 1 meal a day, you can eat and drink everything you need to eat and drink in that one meal.
Right.
And you don't need to eat or drink anything else. Now, you are a closed entity. How do you get thirsty if you hadn't urinated? You wake up in the morning, right? So let's say you do urinate. You don't urinate a lot, right? Weight-wise. So how do you get thirsty if you never, look, you 75% water. Okay, if you get to 73, you're dehydrated, right?
Right.
What happens when you get to 76 and 77? See, when you as good as we say water is, because you wake up and we wake up when we go to sleep, our bodies go through homeostasis. So we wake up balanced, right? So you wake up, you're not dehydrated. Let's say you do drink some water. Let's say you drink 16 ounces. How did you become dehydrated to have to drink more water? Mouth breathing.
Look, Brother Sean, that's another topic.
Yeah. I mean, but that, we go, hey, so this 16 ounces is what we need. I mean, we don't control that, the weight. Remember, everything weighs. When we put this stuff in our body, it's not just the material, but it's also the weight of that material. Mm-hmm. So a 1/4 pound burger is a 1/4 pound of weight that I'm going to be.
Wow. This has been a great lesson today, Sister Jamie says. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to wrap it up and save some for Saturday, probably. We'll come back.
Yes.
And Brother Sean has books available on Amazon, I as well. And for those that wanted to know how to get that essential oil, I put my website in the comments. So, and if you have any questions later on, feel free to reach out to us here on Facebook.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Brother Sean?
No, excellent, beautiful. Thank everybody thank you for the wonderful, excellent questions.
Yes, thank you. All right, with that being said, family, you all take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and blessings.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.